Hi, I'm Professor Green, and today we'll be talking about the syllabus for BCOR 4910, Business Ethics and Sustainability. Just to reiterate our CBA mission, I think it's always nice to return to that. We want to advance knowledge and develop business leaders with moral courage and creative confidence to be a force for good in the global community. This course really focuses a lot on that moral courage and giving you the confidence to have courage. We talk a lot about morality, a lot about ethics, obviously, and a lot about decision making in general. So let's hop into it. My syllabus here always has a link to my resume if you ever want to find out about my personal background. I have an office in Hilton 56A. I'm there a couple hours a week. Feel free to set up times to meet with me. These are also our Zoom links. Important, you have three required texts. Two of them you have to buy. The first one being Lawrence and Weber, this book from McGraw-Hill. There's some instructions here below on how to order that. Then the second book is Good Work by Shannon Hood. We'll be writing a paper about that book in the first couple of weeks of the course. So you can get that on Amazon, either in hard copy or electronically. The last required text is this link to the Markula Center for Applied Ethics at Santa Clara University. You don't have to buy anything there. It's just a website that we'll be going back to again and again throughout the semester. Here are the instructions to purchase your book, your textbook. You can either purchase the whole entire book, either new or used, or you can just purchase the chapters that we're going to be using throughout the semester. In honesty, the price is pretty much the same getting it used versus getting just the select chapters. So it's up to you. Here are a handful of prerequisites that you potentially have taken for it to be required for this course. This is an ethics and justice core, and it's also a writing skills flag. Obviously, you're also very familiar with Brightspace. The course description, I'll read through this just so we remember again what this course is about. Business ethics and sustainability focuses on the interaction and importance of social, political, economic, and environmental forces in business and society. Using the framework of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, students will study the moral responsibility of business for societal and environmental impacts. Emphasis is placed on applying ethical decision models to a variety of stakeholder issues, which will include a substantial investigation into the underlying normative ethical theories and socio-political factors that impact businesses' broader responsibilities. So it's an exciting course, in my opinion. Right now, we're combining our Jesuit education, moral decision-making with the business topics that you've been learning for the past couple of years. So the coursework is designed to improve the ability of students to work collaboratively in teams and communicate effectively in business situations. Here are the learning outcomes. I won't go through those because we do an exercise in class that reviews all of those. I'll go quickly here through the academic honors policy. Obviously, there's no cheating. There are some details in here, but I haven't had a bad experience with this, so I'm hoping that that will continue this semester. Special accommodations, for sure. If you have a disability, learning disability, et cetera, that needs to be addressed with me, please feel free to bring that up. Workload expectation, FYI, a credit hour at LMU is defined as a minimum of 3 hours of work by an average student per week for a 15-week semester. So this is a 4-credit course. So it's expected there'll be 12 hours of classwork per week. And then we meet for 3 hours per week. So that means that there are 9 hours typically of preparation, reading chapters, working homework problems, studying for exams and quizzes, writing papers, etc. So as I mentioned before, I do give a lot of work because I really want you to get the most out of your time here at LMU. I want you to get the most out of this course, the biggest bang for your buck, the most out of your money. The writing flag and writing center at LMU, we will go through this in detail in class. This means that we'll be doing a good amount of writing. I'm happy about that because I have a degree in communications and I love to write, I love to read, and it's really exciting for me to communicate best ways to write and best ways to get your ideas across to another person when it comes to the written word. So we will again spend a whole class section class period focusing just on the writing. Reporting requirements of sexual or interpersonal misconduct. Obviously, LMU really cares about these things when they happen. If they come up and you need to inform me, please let me know. Emergency preparedness, if we have an earthquake or anything like that, please know that there are resources to help us through those types of crises. Tentative nature of the syllabus, as I mentioned in class, that most things are set in stone. I'd say the classes are pretty much set for 75% of the course. The last couple of classes, I leave a little fluid depending on how much class time we need, making sure that the guest speakers can actually show up for those times and things like that. So there will be a few small changes as we go through the semester. I will be using email, so please make that available to you. There are some readings either on in your textbook or on Brightspace. There are exams. There are 3 exams / quizzes. They're multiple choice. I will make sure to put that in here that these are quizzes. Okay, great. Attendance and participation. This class is really all about getting you involved because there's no right answer in many ways in this course. I don't have the answer. I want to hear from you what you think the answer. My job here is to help you have the tools to create your own answers. So if I don't get your participation and I don't see you coming to class, it's a big deal. And you'll see that at the end of the semester that if you're not coming to class, then your participation grade will show that, will go down. I really want to make sure that you're here for our class discussions and to support your peers when they too are doing their learning and they are creating their confidence to make their own ethical decisions. Here are some details for the synchronous Zoom classes that, don't multitask, etc. Don't get on your phone, to get on your computer, raise your hand, try to use the hand tool, but actually I think it's most useful if you just unmute yourself and start speaking because sometimes I can't see all the tiles. I can't see the hand tool. It's important that you share your perspective and also listen to others, and obviously always have your video on. Class reflections, as I mentioned earlier this semester, there are two different type of class reflections, the in-class 3-minute reflection and then the 90-second reflection on Brightspace. So again, I go through those in quite a lot of detail during one of the classes, so I'm not going to review that now. There are a handful of assignments. There's a spreadsheet here that gives you the breakdown of what the values of all those assignments are. So you'll see like there's only one reflection paper and it's worth 20 points, etc. now 6%. So these are all the actual assignments and they are again listed here in the syllabus for your reference. Here's the grading scale, same as any course that you'll be taking here at CBA. As I mentioned, there are 3 exams. They're based on the text and class discussions, etc. There's a reflection essay based on good work. Again, we'll go through this in detail in class, so I'm not going to review that here. This is the information on that assignment. There's a business ethics analysis paper. So this is towards the end of the semester. I think we start doing this maybe 60% soon after spring break, because there are 3 different parts to it. You're going to do an outline, and you can do a rough draft, and then you're going to do final draft. I spent a lot of time reviewing this in class, so I'm not going to go through it here right now. Then the last project of the semester is your Aim to Flourish assignment. This is a group project. This is where you will choose an organization that's implementing 2 or 3 of the SDGs and create a report on that. Create a not really a presentation, just a report that you submit online through this Aim to Flourish website. And again, I'll go through that further in detail as we get closer to the end of the semester. I have some expectations for learning participation on the discussion forum. So please log in, multiple times, post, and then make your 3 comments. You might want to log in further and just check and see what other people are saying about the week or about the bigger discussion forum. I really value these a lot, not only because this course has a writing flag, but because I find that it gives people a really nice opportunity to digest and process what we're talking about in class. So I don't want you logging in 5 minutes before the deadline. Most often the deadline is Monday at midnight. So I don't want to see posts at 11 p.m. Because it is truly a discussion. I want you all to be able to log in over the weekend to really digest and review what your peers are saying about certain ideas. There's a small assignment here, the symposium summary. There's a recording of this IBIS from the Ethics Institute at LMU in fall 2021. It's a 3-hour symposium. So I'd like you to view that symposium and send me some class notes, about 4 or 5 pages worth, as to what that symposium was all about. And then here's the tentative course schedule. As I said, these things should look familiar. This all mirrors what shows up in Brightspace. We start with our introduction and connecting the learning outcomes with student experiences. Class 2, we connect our SDGs with the student goals, etc. You'll see also your weekly 90-second reflections show up here. And as I said, everything is pretty much set in stone for the most part. When we get past spring break, you'll see that there are a handful of guest speakers that I'd like to come in at the end of this semester. And those are a little bit fluid because I just need those guest speakers still to truly commit to those dates. Anyway, I'm Professor Green. I'm excited to have you here for Business Ethics, BCOR 4910. I look forward to seeing you in class.